And behind the short line, we've got Killian Carroll with us, coming over from Ireland. What's that like to make that long trip over and then to play handball here in the States?
Oh, it's a lot different anyway. I mean, the tournaments over here are completely different because especially that there's so much tension because obviously it's a pro stop and it's not like Ireland where, you know, everything is just more Irish, where everything here is kind of more international. And you get to meet all the superstars that you always see on TV, so that's kind of cool, and you get to play them. So it's a lot different, all right, but it's very nice, especially when you got the nice weather.
What do you look forward to the most?
In a tournament, I suppose playing well, because then that's what makes you happy.
Give us a little bit of your past. When did you start playing handball? When did you officially fall in love with it?
I mean, it was my first sport, so like ever since I kind of had a big obsession with it, but then I suppose my real obsession started when I won my first AllIreland when I was 11 years old. So then at that time, I'd kind of written in a little small copybook that, you know, I wanted to be the world's greatest, but it was kind of a child ambition. I still hold that ambition, but you know, I really wanted it as a kid, so I just thriving to get there someday.
Ever stop playing and choose something else?
No, I never stopped playing, but I have tried other things. I mean, like any other kid, I've played like probably 16 sports at one stage, you know, going like training 3 times a day at different things, going here and everywhere. But eventually that kind of has to slow down and you have to kind of, you know, prioritize what you like the best and where you want to go.
Is there anything that you played that helped you in your handball?
No, but you know what? I kind of like other sports. I mean, I like to take a break. I only recently played racquetball for a while. I know that doesn't help handball because it's like a different stroke and all that, but it's really fun. You know, sometimes I play them racquetballers with my hand. You know, that's a lot of fun because it's very difficult. But I really like squash. You know, that's my other sport that I really like, but I only play that like 3 times a year or something, just something different.
22 years old, there's quite a few players older than you on the tour. Who do you look up to? Who would you love to beat? Who do you always look forward to seeing?
Well, like, I mean, I always looked up when I was coming up in the ranks to, like, my local hero, Tony Healy. But obviously he's not really playing any much anymore, so if I was to look up to a player right now, it would probably be Paul Brady. I mean, like, everyone loves Paul Brady, but you gotta admit, like, with that much dedication and commitment to one sport, I mean, I would consider that he's really the only professional in the game of handball because no one is able to match his game. Like, people do challenge him, but still, I mean, the stats speak for itself in the end of the day.
Have you ever played Tony?
I played Tony many times. You know, Tony coached me a few times. I mean, like, he was never really my full-time coach, but he gave me some great advice, and you know, I really looked up to him, and you know, I still look up to him. You know, I think he's a genius of the game. He's a great tactician, and you know, he's just great dedication for the game, just like Paul.
What was the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
The best piece of advice I have ever received. You know, really nothing comes to mind, but I suppose, you know.
What was a good piece of advice?
A good piece of advice.
Decent.
I mean, a good piece of advice is timeouts aren't for breaks, they're for tactic and regrouping. You know, they're just for your on-game thinking strategy.
You now commit a lot of time to the sport. As far as traveling, if it wasn't handball, what would it be that you'd be committing this time to?
I honestly don't know. Without handball, you know, I would hope that it would do something with studies, but I couldn't see that happening. So I presume it would be another sport because I am a sporty person.
As far as your entire, you were talking about winning that, what was it when you were 11?
The first AllIreland?
Yeah.
Well,
that one stands out to you as your biggest accomplishment?
A changing point wise, yes, but I mean, I have loads of good accomplishments that are probably a lot, you know, higher ranked than that, like, you know, like maybe a World Championships under-19 title that I hold very dear because it's the only World Championship title I have in singles, so you know, I think that is a great achievement. And I've won a couple of senior events in Ireland, so they're also a big thing that stands out to mind.
Do you ever get to see the outdoor handball in Ireland?
No, not really. There is very few courts in Ireland. I think there is one 3-wall place in Ireland, but I'm not too sure where it is. And they have a few outdoor 60x30, the big courts in Ireland, but you don't really see it much in Ireland, no.
What's that been like to come here and be exposed to it?
It's very different, I'll tell you, because the first time I ever played it was in San Diego against a fellow like same age rival as me down in San Diego, was Brent Bittigan. But yeah, it was a really good, cool experience. I mean, like, only because the crossover was kind of easier for me than one wall because we play with the same ball and there's 2 side walls, so you know, the only thing missing was a back wall. So there was some different shots and it was a good experience, but it is very cool.
You ready to have some fun?
Oh, sure.
All right, the hot seat. 10 questions. First thing that comes to mind. Boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Blondes or brunettes or redheads or black?
Brunette.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Cheetah.
Why?
Because it's strong and it's fast.
Are you that fast?
Nope.
How long does it take for you to get ready in the morning?
Oh, at least 20 minutes.
What takes so long?
Getting out of bed.
If you could star in any movie or TV show, what would you star in?
House.
Favorite non-handball activity?
Squash.
Favorite vacation spot?
The Bahamas.
Second serve, go for an ace or play it safe?
Play it safe.
Window seat or aisle?
Oil.
And 3 things you can't live without.
Handball. Water and air.
Very practical. Thank you so much.
Thank you.